I was preparing for this video, I did a lot of research about the real definition of sustainable design, and I realized that the definition that I previously had about sustainable design was not entirely true. I always thought that sustainable design was all about protecting the environment and the earth and the planet. But in reality, guys, this concept also aims to protect the people's health. So that really changes the perspective of things. If you have never heard the word sustainable design, you probably live under a rock. For me, I have heard this word more times than I can count. But really, I had always been so confused about the concept of sustainable design and what it really takes to design more sustainable. Like, is it more expensive? Does it really make that much of a difference? How do you really go about doing a sustainable design? Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna share with you the real deal about this concept of sustainable interior design. So if you're interested to know, keep watching and let's get right into the video. Sustainable design seeks to reduce the negative impacts on the environment and on people's health by improving the building's performance. So in theory, sustainable design focuses on waste reduction, resource conservation, and human health. So there is actually a lot of focus on making a space pure, healthy, and clean for us, the occupants of those spaces. So this really means that where there are people, sustainable design really makes a lot of sense. And this is something that was not accounted for some years back when designing homes and buildings, but the expectations of today's generation are considerably higher when it comes to being sustainable. So a lot of the times we think that our tiny contribution of designing or choosing sustainable materials is not really gonna make a big difference in the world in saving the planet. The whole idea of green spaces is to eliminate the potentially harmful elements that can have negative impacts on people's health. The most important question that a lot of us have is, how do I make this switch from traditional interior designs to sustainable interior design? And there are really a number of ways that you can do that, so let's look at them. So this can be very tricky because what really is a sustainable material choice? So it really all comes down to the health impact that these materials produce. And this primarily affects the commercial design industry because the commercial spaces are changed more frequently, and this generates a lot of waste. The best way to assess the sustainability of interior design materials is by doing a LCA assessment. A life cycle assessment or analysis is a technique to assess the impact of a product from the raw material extraction all the way to the manufacturing, the processing, the assembly, and all the way to the use of that product and how is it disposed or how is it recycled. So having a clear understanding of the life cycle assessment can really determine whether a product is sustainable or is not. Some of the products that do have sustainable options are flooring, window treatments, ceiling systems, lighting fixtures, furniture choices, fabrics, carpets. There are really a number of products that we use that there is the traditional product and there is the sustainable option. Guys, so being aware of how the products are disposed after they reach the end of their life is important, but while the products are in your home, they can also have an impact on the air quality of your place. And this is really another factor that can determine whether a material is truly sustainable. For example, one of the most harmful materials out there is synthetic synthetic carpet. And this material, guys, has a lot of chemicals in it. And those chemicals are released into the air. and it also accounts for 10% of landfill mass. So this is not a sustainable choice. Another common one, guys, is volatile organic compounds, VOCs. These ones are extremely harmful for your health and for you to inhale. A lot of paint products and stain products have these VOCs within them, and it's not good, so don't buy them. The first thing you want to ask is, does this material contain any toxic or harmful chemicals? Is this product biodegradable? Does it contain recycled content? Can it be recyclable? Does it come from a renewable resource? Is it imported from another country? So actually using products that are local is more sustainable because it requires of less transportation. Despite sustainable interior design being talked about a lot, why do you think there is so little implementation of sustainable interior? There is not enough encouragement for designers to actually take some sort of action when it comes to designing more sustainably. If someone has the value of sustainability within them, then they will likely push their clients to go on that path. But someone who does not know about this or who's not really sure how to implement it, they will likely not even go that way, and they would just use the materials based on aesthetics. I believe that retailers do have a responsibility of introducing their sustainable products to designers if they have any. And if they push people to choose more sustainable materials, designers will become hyper aware of this practice, and it is more likely that they will start implementing it. Another thing is your country of residence, which I think it really does play a role on how important people see sustainability. Canada has done a good job on encouraging people to choose greener and more sustainable materials, but in the real practice, I feel like there's still a sustainable gap that has yet to be filled. Biophilic design might not be the most common way of sustainability. It is a way of connecting the natural environment with the built environment. So biophilic design is the incorporation of nature into the built environment, so basically into our interior spaces. This is a really interesting topic because biophilic design is not only a green building strategy, but it also improves the well-being of people. So it's really about creating a space for someone to be able to spend hours within it without having any type of sick building syndrome. And the whole reason that biophilic design is so important is that it has been proved that humans have been negatively affected by unnatural environments. I guess in a nutshell, when we are talking about sustainable interior design, we are talking about access to natural daylight, more fresh air, right material choices, more natural materials, less synthetic materials. There are a lot of materials that are embedded into the structure of your home that can be harming your health and can potentially harm the environment once people dispose of them. Let's now look at some examples of sustainable interiors. This hallway or corridor was designed by Alvar Aalto. I feel like this is a great example of bringing nature close to the interior. Daylight, the plants, the exposed brick. Actually, this material is very, very durable, so it's considered highly sustainable. So all of the materials and overall, this whole space feels like an outdoor space. Jumbo Stay is a hotel that is built inside an aircraft. So this is really the best example of you seeing existing material and recycling material for other uses. Some of the features in this hotel were kept the same, but some others were modified to suit the function of a hotel. The last example that I want to show you is this home that was designed by Garrison Architects. It is called the Cobby Cottage, and I just love this home. The closeness to nature, the daylight that it gets. It just feels so warm. And this home is created with recycled wood. It just feels very connected to nature, and not to mention that all of the materials have been thought of to not be harmful to the people that are living in this space. Guys, that was today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope that this concept is a little bit more clear after all this that I said. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. What else? I don't know. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.